the number one food for fat burning is actually, or the number one macronutrient is actually protein. The reason is because protein stimulates muscle protein synthesis, or the growth, right, and the development of your muscle tissue. And your muscle tissue is the number one, well, outside of your brain, it's the most active tissue in your body, meaning that it's consuming lots and lots of calories. It's like a storage tank for sugar, meaning that when we consume carbohydrates or sugar, the first thing our body tries to do is use that for energy. You know, it's only going to use a little bit for energy at the present moment, but then it's going to put it in our muscles. And our muscles are like a storage tank. The more that you exercise and work out, the larger that storage tank is for the sugar. So the sugar will actually come out of the bloodstream, go into the muscles. We call that glycogen, or stored sugar, glycogen, right? And that effect of storing the sugar brings insulin down, right? So we don't need to produce as much insulin to clear the blood sugar. Therefore, we're going to have a great fat burning effect. On top of that, the protein also will help build our muscles and make them stronger, more metabolically active. And that's really what we want. Now, when we're looking at protein, one of the key things we understand is the leucine threshold. Leucine is what's called a branched chain amino acid. And that branched chain amino acid, particularly, there's three of them: leucine, isoleucine, and valine. Leucine is the primary driver of muscle growth in your body. And so whether you're looking to have, stronger, larger muscles, or if you just want to be a good fat burner and be really healthy, be able to do all the things you want to do, you want to pay close attention to the amount of leucine that you consume. So the amount of leucine for muscle protein synthesis that you need is roughly 3 to 4 grams in a meal, right? So about 3 to 4 grams in a meal, which typically, if you're getting good quality protein, particularly from like animal source, grass-fed beef, pasture-raised eggs, wild-caught fish, right? Some sort of good quality animal source, it's roughly, the key there is about 30 grams, 30 to 40 grams. Your typical complete protein source from whole food is roughly about 10% leucine. Now, when we look at like vegetarian sources of protein, some of them are not quite 10%. However, like if you're eating rice and beans and you can eat enough of that, you have to eat a lot of that, you can get to that leucine threshold as well, right? So again, about 30 grams roughly of protein per meal, 30 to 40 grams or so is what you should be looking for. Now, there's a lot of people out there, and I'm also an advocate of this. We talk a lot about collagen protein or bone broth protein, or drinking bone broth in general. Bone broth or collagen protein, even though it's from an animal source, has a lower amount of leucine in it, meaning that you're really not going to be able to get, it's very hard to get, to that leucine threshold by consuming collagen or bone broth protein. But those proteins are still good for your body because they have a lot of proline, hydroxyproline, and glycine, which are really good for liver detoxification, really good for gut healing, right? So healing your intestinal lining, really good for your hair, your nails, your joints, right? So if you want to have good, healthy hair, nails, joints, getting some collagen protein, maybe 20, 30 grams a day, is still a good idea. Collagen or bone broth protein. Our ancestors, when they would eat an animal, they would eat a lot of the collagenous regions, right? So they would eat the joint, right? You think about like a drumstick, right? Or a chicken wing or something like that. When you eat it, there's a lot of collagenous structures. You're actually eating the joint capsule, right? Or really you should. A lot of people avoid that. They eat around it, but they don't actually eat the joint capsule itself. That's where the collagen is. Our ancestors would eat that all the time. When they killed an animal, they were eating the whole animal, and that incorporated a lot of this sort of collagen protein, which was great for their joints, gave their joints more resilience, their gut lining, their hair, their skin, right? And then, of course, they were getting the muscle meat, which had a lot of the leucine in it, right? And so that was promoting the muscle protein synthesis. So you kind of want to get a little bit of a combination of both of those. But the key point here is getting roughly 30, maybe 40 grams of protein in a meal.